Hello everyone, welcome Lead School at Home. We have started 6th chapter in Geography of Unit 4, that is Manufacturing Industries. In that we have studied introduction of the topic, then importance of manufacturing, then contribution of industry to national economy, then industrial location, then classification of industry. In the classification of industry, we have studied their types on their criteria. Then we have detailed study about agro-based industries, textile industries, cotton industries, jute textile industries, then sugar industries, then mineral-based industries, and iron and steel industries. In iron and steel industries, we have studied some part. Now we will see the next part in this video. Please student, put your textbook in front of you while watching this video and be ready with your pen, pencil and notebook. Here on this page, one activity has given, just we will read that activity. Table 6.2, total production of finished steel in India. Here year has given and here production of steel has given. And the production of steel is in metric tons. In 2010-11, the production of steel, it was 68.62. In 2011-12, 75.70. 2012-13, 81.68. 2013.214, that is 87.67. 2014 to 15, 92.16. In 2015-16, 91.00, and in 2016-17, 101.3. In new textbook, I think next year has mentioned and production also mentioned. You check the new data as per the new textbook, and this source, this statistical data has provided you Ministry of Steel, Government of India. Now next question is there. The question is, why is the per capita consumption of steel so low in India? Please student, write the answer of this question and send it on our WhatsApp group. Now we will move further. Next is another one activity has given. Just we will read that activity, and that activity you have to do as a homework. Collect information about products of steel plants in India. You have to collect information about products of steel plants in India. Now here one information has given. Many steel plants are smaller, have electric furnaces, use steel scrap and sponge iron. They have rollers that use steel ingots as well. They produce milled and alloy steel of a given specification. Means here the information has given about mini steel plants. Now we see the next information. An integrated steel plant is a large handles everything in one complex, from putting together raw material to steel making, rolling and shaping. Now we will move towards on our chapter. Here has given most of the public sector undertakings market their steel through Steel Authority of India Limited. Means this company advertise their products under the logo of, means under the name of Steel Authority of India Limited, that is SAIL. In the 1950s, China and India produced almost the same quantity of steel. In 2000, in 1950, India and China produced almost the same quantity of steel. When? In the year 1950s. Today, China is the largest producer of steel. But now at present China is the largest producer of steel. China is also the world's largest consumer of steel, and China is also largest consumer of steel, means producer and consumer of steel. China has taken first place in production and also in consumption. Chota Nagpur Plateau region has the maximum concentration of iron and steel industries. It is largely because of the relative advantages this region has for the development of this industry. Chota Nagpur Plateau region has the maximum concentrated of iron and steel industries. Means different industries are located near Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is largely because of the relative advantages of this region. Now, these include low cost of iron ore, high grade raw materials in proximity. Means in that region, low cost of iron ore and high grade raw materials are there. Cheap labor, means they get cheap labor from that region, and vast growth potential in the home market. Through India is an important iron and steel producing country in the world. Yet we are not able to perform our full potential largely due to and some drawbacks in production of steel in India. Now we will see that drawbacks. First drawback is high cost and limited availability of cooking. Means we have high cost and limited availability of see here, this is the figure 6.5 crude steel production in India and China. Means here in blue production of India has given, and here in brown color production of brown in grey color production of China has given. If we see, very less production happen as compared to China in India. And see here on x-axis year has mentioned, and on y-axis production in million tons they have given. If we see the production in India 2012, that is 77.3, and in China 731. Here in 2013 81.3, and in China 822. 2014 in India 86.5, and in China 822.7. In 2015 89 in India and 803.8 million ton production is there. And in 2017 95.6, and in China 808.4 production. Means we are so lacking behind in production of steel, and this source, means this statistical data has given from the source World Steel Association, that is website is there, www.worldsteel.org. Please you go through that site and see more information regarding the production of steel in India. Now we will move towards on next page. Coal. First drawback is the high cost and limited availability of cooking coal. In India, high cost and limited availability of cooking coal is there. Second drawback, lower productivity of labor. Third drawback, irregular supply of energy, and fourth one, that is D, poor infrastructure. These are the drawbacks of less production of steel in India. We also import good quality steel from other countries. However, the overall production of steel is sufficient to meet our domestic demand. This question will be important from board point of view, that is why steel production in India is less. Just you write these answers. Liberalization and foreign direct investment has given a boost to the industry with the efforts of private entrepreneurs. Then liberalization policy and foreign direct investment have given a boost to the industry with the efforts of private entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs. There is a need to allocate resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively. There is a need to allocate resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively. Means if you want to stable on the global market, you have to be competitive. Now next activity has given, just you have to do this activity as a homework. Now we will read. Have you read about the Kalinganaga controversy? Collect information from different sources and discuss. Just you have to take the information of Kalinganaga controversy and read that information. Now we will move towards the next industry, that is aluminum smelting. Aluminum smelting is the second most important metallurgical industry in India. It is light. Second most important, first one is iron and steel, just we have seen. That is the most important industry in India. Now second is the most important industry is the aluminum smelting. It is light, resistant to corrosion, a good conductor of heat, malleable, and becomes strong when it is mixed with other metals. Why the aluminum smelting is the second most important metallurgical industry? Because it is light, means weight is very light, then resist to corrosion not happening, then a good conductor of heat, it is a good conductor of heat and malleable, and becomes strong when it is mixed with the other metals. It is used to manufacture aircraft utensils and wires. It has gained popularity as a substitute of steel, and aluminum is the substitute of steel, then copper, zinc, and lead in number of industries. Aluminum smelting plants in the country are located in Odisha, West Bengal, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. In these states have aluminum smelting industries. Here one figure has given, that is figure number 6.6, strip casting mill at a smelter of Nalco. One company is there, Nalco. Maniratnam company is there, and that picture has shown. In 2014-15, India produced about 3.96 million tons of aluminum. Bauxite, the raw material used in the smelters, is a very bulky, dark reddish color rock. In 2014-15, India produced near about 3.96 million ton of aluminum. Then bauxite, it is the raw material used in the smelter in very bulky, dark reddish color rock in aluminum. The flow chart given below shows the process of manufacturing aluminum. Here as given. The process of here, process of manufacturing in aluminum industry. We will see a regular supply of electricity and as assured source of raw material at a minimum cost are the two prime factors for location of the industry. Now, there are two prime factors for location of the industry. First one is a regular supply of electricity and second one an assured source of raw material. These are the required things in industry. Now here first we will see this information, then we will move towards the activity. Here 4 to 6 tons of bauxite. Using this bauxite we can manufacture 2 tons of alumina and 1 ton of aluminum from 4 to 6 tons of bauxite. Here the process of manufacturing in alumina industry. Here in first process we use bauxite as a raw material. The raw material, that is a bauxite quarry, then it transport via a rail or ship to alumina for bauxite crushed and alumina dissolved out, and we call it as aluminum refinery. Then it take out bulk ore shipped to site of a smelter. Second, calcinated petroleum coke from a refinery, and third one, pitch from a colliery. Here chloride used, a molten metal acts as an electrolyte, that is a aluminum smelter, and aluminum smelter require electricity near about 18,600 kilowatt hour per ton of ore. Now we will move towards on activity. Here one activity is there. Please student, just we are reading this activity for your comprehension. You have to do this activity as a homework. A factory produces aluminum saucepans with plastic handles. It obtains aluminum from a smelter and a plastic component from another factory. Now we will move towards on next page. All the manufactured saucepans are sent to a warehouse. First, in that A, which raw material is likely to be most expensive to transport and why? Second, which raw material is likely to be the cheapest to transport and why? Second question, do you think the cost of transporting the finished products after packaging is likely to be cheaper and more expensive than the cost of transporting aluminum and plastic? Why? Please student write the answer and send it on our WhatsApp group. If any query, any doubt, you can just ask that queries. We will solve it. Thank you.